Hey, what's going on? Um, Missed yesterday. Uh, Part of me was busy, and the other part of me just feels like sometimes I just feel like I don't want to be a blowhard about this. It's sort of like every day, counting down to Louisville. Like, what am I doing? What am I thinking about? Well, today we had a podcast. I'm Mike, the co-host of Crushing Iron podcast, and today Coach Robbie and I recorded number 200. So that's been quite amazing. Every Monday and Thursday for the last almost 2 years. And we started, he was in Kansas City, and well, I lived in Nashville, but I believe I was in Wisconsin. I was literally in my childhood bedroom at my parents' house, and we hooked up these little headsets and called each other over Skype. And he was in Kansas City. I was in Beloit, Wisconsin. And I think we missed maybe like one Christmas and had it the next day. So we haven't missed any. We've had 2 a week for nearly 2 years. Other than that, we've nailed every holiday, and which is pretty cool. So, and as you know, I am counting down to Louisville with a lot of other people. 24 days left until we jump into the Ohio River, one of my favorite places. I went to that race before I did an Ironman, and I remember I hadn't even, let's see, I think I had only done a sprint maybe, and then I went up and watched that, and our friend was, it was first come, first serve for the swim. So he was up there. I think they started, obviously, it was in August, so they started at 7, and I want to say he was in line at like 4:45 or something like that to get into the front, so he would have more time until midnight. Well, now everything's different. You get in later, they give you longer. It's all goofy. It's all screwed up, in my opinion. I know you can't really do a mass start in Louisville, and you can't start everybody at the same time in Louisville, which is fine. But feel like midnight should be cool. I like the countdown. But anyway, that's not why I'm here. But I just remember feeling very stressed that morning because I was standing next to all these people who I really was kind of admiring, in a way, sort of looking up to, amazed by. I'm like, I had no idea what an Iron. I knew what it was kind of, but I was just starting to get into the sport. This is 2012. And man, I was just blown away. And I was nervous to say it. It was funny because I was nervous to say anything. It was my friend Kevin at the time, and I didn't want to say anything to throw him off his game. You know what I mean? And I didn't know enough about anything to say other than, go get him, buddy. Go get him, champ. Go do what you do. I was just like, and I don't even know if I said anything because I just didn't want to have any remote chance of being blamed for throwing him off. But now that I know more about it, I know how ridiculous that thought process was for me. But nonetheless, there was somebody commented on one of the last videos and asked if I was actually doing Ironmans or I was just a professional spectator. And I guess both is sort of true, but yeah, I like to think I am a professional spectator, man. I mean, what are you going to make of it? Really, I'm right here. You can come and ask me questions and, see what I've learned by watching. I've spectated at least a dozen full Ironmans, I think. Man, is that too many? Chattanooga 3 or 4 times, Louisville probably 4 or 5 times, Wisconsin 4 times. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably close to 11 or 12. And that's just fulls. I've spectated a lot of halves too, man. If you got questions, man, or if that's impressive to you, just drop me another line or send me your email or, friend me up on Facebook, and, we can talk about how to spectate because I am pretty good at it. I carry around a camera a lot too and shoot video. So anyway, so why didn't I get, yesterday I was I was even trying to remember what I did, if I did anything yesterday, and of course I did. I did a double run, which was I was supposed to be an hour and a half in the morning. It got cut short to 1:15 because I was late for an appointment. And I showed up at the appointment, and I was supposed to be getting a hard drive handed over to me. And I drove all the way across town, and for some reason, she thought that we were not going to do it, even though we were texting in the morning. And I said I was on my way, and she waited to tell me when I got there that she didn't have the hard drive, which I thought was very interesting and baffling, frankly. I mean, what do you make of that? I didn't even know what to say. I was like, I'm texting, I'm on my way, okay. And then I got there, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't think you wanted to do it today. We were gonna whatever." And I just drove 20 minutes to come get the hard drive, and you didn't bring it, and you didn't tell me that. So anyway, well, then I met with Robbie, but that was the morning run was an hour and 15 minutes, and it was kind of a zone 2 thing, I guess. Just kind of went easy-ish. And then after the hard drive debacle, I kind of waited till the sun sort of was down behind the tree line, and I ran on the greenway for a hour. I was supposed to do 45 minutes. I added the 15 minutes on the second run, and it was an easy run. And I actually I don't want to say I went hard, but I was probably, it's this fine line, right, between there's too much, there's not enough, and then there's sort of like in the middle and a little bit over. Like, it's just so like I was running and it felt really easy, and I was just on the edge of making it not feel easy. And those are those funny zones where they would be zone 2.1 or 2.5 or something maybe. But I was like probably 2.2. And the reason I wanted to do it is just because I knew it was maybe a little bit more than it should have been, but it felt really good in the sense that I was fluid, and I was moving, for me, pretty good pace, and I had good rhythm, and it didn't seem like it was taking that much out of me. And, if you want to try something in a race, you got to kind of try it. And I was just kind of seeing what was there. This was yesterday, right? And but it was 2 runs to, what is that? 2:15 of running yesterday. It was almost, I don't know, it was over a half marathon. It was 14 something miles. And I felt decent. Sure, it was split up by about 6 hours or 7 hours. But it's still legit. I felt solid. My legs felt solid, and I felt like I had kind of good movement on the second run. And I'm really paying attention to my rolling and the core work, and I'm not going overboard, but I'm just trying to be a little consistent with that as well and do a little bit here and there. I'm not going to be, entering any bodybuilding contests on Ironman race morning, but pretty good for me, 50-something-year-old man doing his 6th Ironman. So today I had a hard trainer day, hard swim Monday, hard trainer day Tuesday, and a hard run day yesterday, even though it wasn't hard, it was long. And then I got back on the trainer today, and I haven't been on the trainer at all this year until Tuesday and today. These are the first 2 times I've been on the trainer, and the reason is because I got a power meter, and I've been trying to train with it a little bit as I get to the race. I'm still not sure if I'm going to use it in the race, and I probably won't, but I'm trying to use it and get a gauge of where I'm at and what things feel like. And so I've been outside all year. It's really weird to think about it that way, but I guess in Nashville, it's been okay to do that. And I have 2 words for the trainer, and they are blow me, because I cannot stand that thing right now. It was very difficult for me to sit on it for even an hour and a half tonight. And it was the easy spin. So I think sometimes that's harder just because you don't have as much force that you're pushing into the pedals, and maybe your butt starts hurting a little bit more than the other way. But, that's just the theory. Anyway, I made it. It was a easy zone 2 spin. Didn't push me any. It was, it feels kind of hard pushing the watts that I think I'm going to need to push. But I hear that if trainer watts are harder to come by than outdoor watts. Does that sound right? Anyway, that's what was up today. Tomorrow, I'm back in the water before a mammoth Saturday and Sunday. And it looks like it's supposed to be thunderstorming and raining. So I've got a dilemma. I'm not really afraid to ride in the rain, but I don't to go out to the trace when it's thunderstorming is a little bit dicey. It just feels so ominous when you ride out there. Oh, trainer watts way harder. Creeped best bike split. Yeah, I did actually. I did check that out, but not too much. The best bike split website, is that what you're talking about? I don't want to overwhelm my head with the. Do I use Zwift? Something to game it on the train? Oh no, I don't. I just listened to podcasts today. I was listening to Tim Ferriss. He was talking to the woman who wrote like 4 presidential biographies. I thought it was kind of cool. I'm actually thinking about reading one of those, like on Lincoln or Roosevelt or something. I like history, and the way she was explaining it was like really interesting to hear how they basically have to respect. I don't know, or especially Lincoln. I guess he was a master at sort of forgiving or not letting people get in his head, and then even if they wronged him, and then later maybe bringing them onto his side because they were the most qualified, and then they became best friends. So I like stuff like that because I think it happens a lot. I think maybe we're turned off to some people right away, or like in this case, I might be turned off to the trainer right now, but maybe in about 6 months we'll be best friends. I can see how. Here's the thing: is like I can totally see why I'm going to ride the trainer from here on out, except for my long runs or rides on the way to Louisville. I mean, the trainer is, I think right now is when it's going to be effective for me because it's going to make me real focused and get the most out of what's left of this training. And it's hard, but I'm also inside because today it's like 97 degrees here in Nashville again. And I don't know. There's no sense in taking more out of me than already is. I'm old, and I get tired easy, and I'm sitting pretty sweet. And so Zwift. No, I don't do the games. I can't. I don't even like riding with people a lot of times because I sort of get my own world. It's kind of weird. I'm kind of weird like that with riding. I like running together. I even like swimming together, but cycling sort of makes me nervous when there's people around. I know that's different, but I don't like to. You know how you swim and you get caught up in the other person's pace? That just stresses me out, and I think that's what happens in cycling too sometimes. And while it's good to do that sometimes because you push yourself, I like to be in my space. I don't like to warm up too quickly, for example, and because I burn hard if I don't warm up good, and if I'm letting somebody else dictate my pace and I'm not actually racing, that I don't know. I'm just too old for it. I think I used to be real competitive like that, but now I'm just sort of like doing what I have to do for me and hoping it works out. On race days when I'll put the Zwift pedal down. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for checking this out. What did I say? 24 days left, man. If you guys are doing Louisville with me, it's coming up. It's going to be exciting. Chattanooga is going to be exciting for me. I'm going to be down there next Thursday. I'm going to probably bring my old trainer and do a 4-hour trainer ride. Man, I was thinking that it's got to be good for your butt, for your butt callus, because it just feels different to me. Anyway, that's where I'm at today. I thank you for following, and I'm going to probably be back tomorrow, whether you like it or not. And again, I am a spectating wizard, professional spectator on some levels. So if that's your bag, give me a shout. crushingiron@gmail.com. Please stop by crushingiron.com. We have new gear available, a couple new t-shirts available, and that's a great way to support the podcast and keep us motivated. 200 podcasts in the books. Oh yeah, the whiteboard. I know. I got ideas for that. I think I'm going to do a whole series on the whiteboard, and haven't decided where and when I'm going to do that, but or when I'm going to post it. But there's some good things in my head, like how now this thing with the trainer and the power meter meets whiteboard. There could be a whole comparison study and or sort of bringing like humans and robots together and see how that works. Sort of that thing. Technology meets old school. And maybe do like a whole thing that would be awesome. Hey, thanks, Steven. I appreciate it that you love the videos. I am going to keep it up, especially through Louisville. And then after that, who knows? I don't know what I would talk about, but maybe I could just talk about what I'm doing every day. If it's training, that would probably be more helpful. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to go take a shower and then work on the Crushing Iron website. We will talk to you soon. Bye.